Everybody, Meteorologist AJ Colby back here with you in the Weather Center. And of course, we're enjoying a beautiful fall day here in greater Cleveland. Folks in Florida are certainly not super stoked about the idea that Milton is going to be hitting the Gulf Coast of Florida and the entire peninsula of Florida within the next few hours, and will continue as a dangerous, very major hurricane, Category 4 strength, for quite some time here before eventually moving out over the Atlantic Ocean. So we've got details on Milton coming up and our weekend forecast as well, so stay tuned for that. First things first, we are going to check out the marine forecast. 2 to 4 footers are expected with northwest wind turning northeast. The water temperature currently 68 degrees, so a bit of a chop out there expected for tonight. Meantime, we'll have a look from outer space and look down toward northeast Ohio and all across the Buckeye State. Many of the northeastern counties developed lake effect cloud cover with a minor weather system working its way through. No real rain has been reported along with this system, but you can see most of the state enjoying bright sunshine today. Meantime, here's a look across the country, and it's, with the exception of Florida, fairly quiet. There's really nothing happening across much of the nation. The Northeast is socked in by clouds and maybe some rain showers, but by far Milton is the star weather feature, if you want an infamous star at that. Very super high resolution satellite imagery of Milton showing the approach over the Gulf Coast of Florida. Meantime, several tornado warnings are actually in effect over parts of Florida, which we're going to be looking at here in more detail momentarily. Meantime, here's the latest track on Milton, and most likely before the midnight hour tonight, or right around that time, Milton will be making landfall over western Florida and traversing the central part of the peninsula. It looks like that will take place through the day on Thursday, and also maybe early, I'd say by early Friday morning, will have made its move out over the Atlantic Ocean, but not before dumping upwards of a foot of rain over parts of Florida. There you can see the forecast rain amounts and the storm surge, peak storm surge forecast in the purple color, that little line from about Tampa Bay and Anna Maria Island all the way down to about Boca Grande. That appears to be the highest storm surge forecast. That's 12 plus feet. So those folks will be underwater. Hopefully everyone has evacuated those areas that the evacuation has been ongoing. And certainly of the last couple of days, folks have been moving away from the immediate path, if they're smart, of Milton. Hurricane force wind speed probabilities upwards of 100 miles from the center of Milton. At least 30 to 40 miles from the center of Milton will continue with that hurricane force wind speed. That's 74 miles per hour and greater in terms of wind velocity. Here's a look at the latest radar imagery, and feeder bands moving over central and eastern Florida are actually sporting tornadoes. So there are several tornado warnings that are in effect. Those are all the areas in red blinking to life there. And those cones associated with tornadic thunderstorms. There have been several reports of tornadoes on the ground in these parts of Florida, from about just south of Orlando down to Palm Bay, Port St. Lucie, and West Palm Beach. There are several tornadoes that are dropping out of the sky. So it is a very precarious situation over all of the Sunshine State, which is far from living up to its name. The Futurecast radar, and we'll put it in motion through tonight. You can see right there at about 10, 11 o'clock, this computer model predicting landfall. And then very quickly, right now, the motion on Milton is north-northeast at 16 miles per hour, and that is increased pretty substantially and will expect to accelerate off into the Atlantic Ocean after making landfall later on tonight. Meantime, we'll switch our gears now back to home. You can see the rain from Buffalo all the way up to Quebec and west of Boston with a trough of low pressure over New England. The maps in motion showing high pressure in control of our weather, and that high deflecting Milton off into the Atlantic Ocean through tomorrow afternoon, expected to pull back off into the Atlantic Ocean by tomorrow night, well out over the Atlantic as high pressure continues to settle east and southeast. This is Friday morning. I would say we're going to be dealing with some frost around here, not only tonight and early Thursday morning, but potentially even into Friday morning. So 2 days of frost potential. You may want to consider moving your tender vegetation under cover if you can, or cover them with burlap or newspaper, certainly not with plastic if you have tender plants that are frost prone. Meantime, a cold front is approaching by Saturday, and this is a bit of an acceleration. That's what's changed from yesterday's forecast. We're going to introduce the chances for rain earlier, so probably by Saturday afternoon, we could be contending with some rain showers in our neck of the woods, but not before then. I think it's going to be a dry forecast. You can see as we animate through Thursday and on into Friday, rain potential is very low for us. So we've got a couple of days of dry weather before showers are possible. We'll give it about a 30% probability on Saturday. No rain tonight, as we mentioned. Mostly clear skies, crisp, pretty cool. The overnight low 45. Inland nooks and crannies, though, could be looking at some patchy frost. Winds will be light northwest and then turning out of the north at about 5 to 10. For tomorrow, expect mostly sunny skies, a cool, pleasant day. Temperatures top out at around 60 degrees with a north wind, should be pretty light. Sunrise at 7:34 tomorrow. Here's a look at the extended outlook now as we head into the weekend. Best chances for rain on Saturday into Sunday. So Saturday, 30% probability with an afternoon shower possible, 68. Could be a bit of a soggy Sunday. We'll see how this all shakes out. But as of right now, showers possible, 68. Then on Monday, showers in the morning and turning sharply cooler behind the front. Monday's high, 55. And the overnight low down to 40 on Monday night on into early Tuesday. So there is what looks like some decent rain potential coming in, especially Sunday on into early Monday. All right, stay safe out there, everybody. Thanks very much for stopping by from the AJ Colby Weather Center. I am meteorologist AJ Colby. Have a great night.